Plan A, Plan B, and Plan C. Why one plan is never enough for aging parents. Most families have a plan for their parents' future. It usually sounds something like this. They'll stay in this house and we'll figure things out if something changes. That's Plan A. But what happens when Plan A stops working? Because here's the truth. Retirement rarely unfolds exactly as planned. Hi there, and welcome back. I'm Penelope Tzougros, PhD, CHFC, CLU, financial planner and author of Your Home Sweet Home. Before we begin, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. And I want to invite you to tell me, if you have questions about your parents' situation, write them in the comments below. These are not one-size-fits-all solutions. So let's be creative. Let's have the videos based on real family scenarios, so your questions may help others as well. The comfort of Plan A. Let's start with something very human. We like certainty. We like the idea that we can have things make sense. And a good plan and everything that follows is something that we want. And for many families, Plan A feels both logical and comforting. It might look like this. Your parents stay in their home, they maintain their routines, and you add support if needed. And everything continues more or less the same. And for a while, that works. The problem is, life doesn't follow one plan. But here's what I've seen over and over again with working with many different families. Life introduces variables. Health changes, finances shift, a spouse passes away, care is needed and increased, and suddenly Plan A doesn't quite fit anymore. And doesn't mean it was a bad plan, it just means it was incomplete. The core idea is that you need multiple plans. This is why one of the most valuable things you can do as an adult child is help your parents think out more ideas. Plan A, Plan B, and Part C. Not because something is wrong, but because something will change. Understanding Plan A. Let's define Plan A more clearly. Plan A is the preferred path. It's what your parents want today. It's what often includes staying in home, maintaining independence, making small adjustments over time. And again, this can be a very good plan. But there's one critical question most families don't ask. Under what conditions would this stop working? That question is everything, because it turns a static plan into a flexible one. Transitions. When Plan A starts to shift, now here's what usually happens. Plan A doesn't collapse overnight, it shifts gradually. You might notice that the house feels harder to maintain. Certain tasks require more effort. Healthcare needs are increased. Expenses feel tighter, and what do families do then? They adjust. They hire help, they reduce activities, they make it work, and without realizing it, they've already started Plan B. What Plan B looks like? Plan B is not a failure. It is an evolution. It might include downsizing, moving closer to family, relocating to a lower maintenance home, adding more structured support. Plan B is simply the next step that makes life easier. But here's the key. It works best when it's chosen, not forced. When families identify Plan B early, they can visit communities, compare options, evaluate costs, decide what feels right without pressure. So we want to have a way of pausing and thinking. If you're watching this and you're thinking, we don't even have a Plan B, that's okay. Most families don't. But just recognizing that you don't, that's a huge step, and goes forward to thinking out, if you're not sure what Plan might look like, Plan B might look like, well, here's a situation that you can think out. Send me your questions, add comments below. I'm happy to answer more of them. Then there's Plan C. Why does that matter most? Now let's talk about the one who wants to think about Plan C. Plan C is the what if plan. What if there's a sudden health change? What if immediate care is needed? What if staying at home is no longer safe? Without a Plan C, families are often forced into fast decisions, and fast decisions often come with limited options, higher costs, more stress. But even with a Plan C, even difficult situations, well, they feel more manageable because you already know, you've already thought about it. You would look at the options and then you would have a next step. The emotional shift from perfection to flexibility, one of the biggest sources of stress in these decisions is this idea. We have to get it right. The perfect choice, the perfect timing, the perfect plan. But when you think in those terms, multiple plans is better. Then the pressure disappears. Instead of asking, is this perfect? Yes, does it work for now? And what would we do when things change? That shift creates confidence. How do we start all this? How do you start talking to your parents about it? What do you actually say? How do you bring it up? Well, what you don't say is we need a Plan B and a Plan C. That feels overwhelming. Instead, keep it simple. Ask, if staying here became harder, what would you want to do next? Or, have you ever thought about what backup plan might look like? Or, what would make you feel more prepared if something unexpected happened? These questions keep your parents in control. Your role as the adult child. Your role is not to present solutions. Your role is to create space for thinking. You're helping by asking thoughtful questions, encouraging flexibility, gathering information, supporting, not directing, because these decisions belong to your parents. But clarity is something you can help create. Housing decisions are not one-time events. They're part of an ongoing process. And the families who navigate them best are not the ones with the perfect plan. They're the ones with flexible plans. If this is something you're starting to think about, I'd really encourage you to send in your questions in the comments below and tell me where you are in the process. Are you still in Plan A? Are you starting to feel that you need Plan B? Or are you facing a Plan C situation right now? I read every one of your ideas, and I'm happy to answer your questions and guide you in future videos. So we can walk through these things together. You can also learn more in my book, Your Home Sweet Home, where I break down into smaller framework these ideas and many more. Or you can visit wealthychoices.com for more guidance. And before you go, please subscribe and leave a comment below. Do you currently have a plan B? Are you working on plan C? Are you starting to think about it?